Okay, so I have 49 eggs here. I calculated it all out for 12 each, comes to 48, but there was one left over, so I decided I'm just gonna put it in one of the extra trays. We have 8 ducks, we have three pecans, and then the rest are Muscovies. One of them is a male, so we only have 7 laying females. We'll get anywhere from, I don't know, maybe like 4 to 6 eggs a day, which is really not bad. Sometimes it can be a little less than that if it's like one of the off days. I don't think they lay every single day. But we decided that it would be a very good idea. It would be more efficient for our homestead and meets our needs that we're going to be freeze drying duck eggs rather than chicken eggs. I kind of quickly noticed that I was not using the duck eggs as much as I was using the chicken eggs. I did, wow, I just lost my train of thought. I did scramble a duck egg and it was absolutely delicious. Then I tried hard boiling a duck egg and it was not delicious. It's not that it was not, it wasn't that it was like really bad tasting. It was that it was the white part of it kind of had like a really rubbery texture, and I couldn't get past it. So I'm not going to be hard boiling these eggs and eating them. I'm going to be scrambling them. And when you freeze dry eggs, they kind of come out scrambled anyways because it's just like powder and you add the water. So it turns itself into a scramble. I go through chicken eggs like crazy. I'll probably eat 2 dozen a week myself because I take them to work and I make myself breakfast. We also give at least 2 eggs to our dogs in the morning. We typically really don't have much left over. This household loves eggs. I really can't talk this morning, so I'm sorry. But that's why I decided we are going to be freeze drying our duck eggs and then just consume our chicken eggs. And during the winter, if we want breakfast, anything like that, a recipe that needs eggs, we will be using these duck eggs instead of chicken eggs. So, some of these eggs are like kind of dirty. Ducks are dirty, but I cleaned them off as best as I could. Maybe I should get a bowl so that I can, so I just decided that I am gonna crack them into the bowl first because I wanna make sure that there's nothing nasty before I put them in here. A lot of people say you should actually, do that with chicken eggs too, but I kind of just take the chance with chicken eggs because they're so fresh. We get them all the time and we use them frequently, so. That is humongous. Oh my God. Let's see. Maybe I'll put the shells here. I think I can give the shells to my pigs, so I'm not going to throw those away. But look at this. I'll play right in there. So that is 1. And I do want to say that I think they are fertilized. But I'm just going to continue to crack away. So 1. They are harder to crack than duck eggs. Ooh, it's actually taking quite a bit of force. So I am getting shells in here. So unless you're a super pro and confident in your abilities, I would use a separate bowl to crack them into. Look how orange these yolks are though. 3. 4. It does take quite a bit of a whack 5. I need one of those really big Pyrex measuring cups. I've seen people use that a lot. I saw one at like a yard sale the other day, and I didn't get it for whatever reason because I wasn't like using my brain. I knew I needed it, but I just was not paying attention. Ooh, I might get shells in this one. Nope. Yes, I did. Very tiny one. 6. All right, 6 there, 6 to go. I'm glad that I decided to use something with such high sides. I was going to use something a little bit lower, and I can tell I would have gone over the top. Oops, I did 2 in 1. The yellow, the clear part, the yellow part, or white part, sorry, the clear part, white part, is much thicker in duck eggs. 6, 7, 8. 9. 10. Oops. See, I even keep messing up. 11. I would love to know how you guys do your eggs. If you have any tips, please drop a comment, because I love learning. If I could do this any more efficiently, I would love to do it. All right, so that's 12 eggs. I don't know, do you guys like wait for this to just stop dripping, or? Okay, so that's 12 eggs. Hands are all sticky now. So I'm just going to break the yolk in all of these. I read that like I shouldn't be whipping it to like whip the air into the eggs, but I'm not really sure. I don't have like a blender or an immersion blender or anything like that, so I'm just gonna do it the way that I know how. Well, usually I do it not like this, but I'm gonna try my best. And this video is not gonna stay slow like this. I think you get the gist of I'm gonna be cracking eggs. So I'm just gonna do this and show you one tray, and then I'll fast forward through the rest. I don't know how long it's gonna take for these to freeze. I heard eggs take a while to freeze, and if you don't, it can technically explode in the freeze dryer, and then you have like a very big mess. And I don't want that. I would want to try and avoid that to the best of my ability. I don't know, some of this doesn't really look properly mixed. You really want to make sure it's mixed though, because you want to make sure you're getting like the proper amounts of egg whites to the proper amount of yolk. So it should be really mixed in. Let's see, like, what is that white? I think that's fairly mixed in. I hope I didn't get too much air in there. All right. So now I'm just going to put on my tray. And I would absolutely not do more than 12 eggs in one tray. So I also got this lid. I believe the guy from Freeze Retired at 40, I want to say. He makes them, but I decided to try them out because I noticed some of my stuff was getting freezer burned, and I mean, Harvest Right, theirs is like way out back ordered, and I wanted something sooner so I could save my food. So I ordered this, and I've used it once, and it's pretty awesome. It snaps right on. I did notice that it can be like a little bit difficult to pull the tray off of the next one because it's also not only is it a lid, but it's a stacker. So it can be a little difficult when you have it in the freezer. You have to really like hold this down and pull up at the same time. But that's not the worst thing ever because I know that this is secure. All right, so we are all done. I got my 4 trays done. There's 12 eggs in each. I didn't use the 49, I only used 48. I made quite a mess, and I'm going to be feeding this leftover one to my dogs because I already washed it off and cleaned it off, so it's not gonna stay good for a long time. I would love your tips and tricks on how to make this more efficient. I am going to be getting an immersion blender because beating that many eggs was ridiculous. So now is going to be the task of getting this into the freezer without tipping it. And once these are frozen, I will start the video again. Okay, so I had this going to freeze. I put my 4 trays of duck eggs in here. This top one, it looks like it mixed really well. It's completely frozen. But some of the other ones, you can see like the white spots. I think I might have to get like a really good blender or just not be scared about putting air bubbles in it, just so that I can mix it up completely. I'm not super worried that it's like that. Maybe I'm misinformed and something bad's gonna happen, but I don't know. But I had these freezing for like 3 days. I did hear like some horror stories that the top will freeze but the bottom won't, and then everything pretty much explodes in there. So I decided to freeze it for a long time just to make sure, completely sure that it would be frozen. So put them in there, twist it, continue, and now it's gonna freeze, and until everything is frozen at the temperature that it wants it to be, it will not start freeze drying. So this will probably take quite a while. It usually does. But I am so excited, guys. I'm saving my first batch of eggs. I hope it comes out good and everything doesn't explode in there. I'd be really sad if that happens. So I am done freeze drying the eggs. This is 48 duck eggs. My freeze dryer ran about 47 hours. And I'm about to head off to work, but I just wanted to do this really quick because I didn't want to keep the freeze dryer going even longer. So really quickly, I'm gonna go through and just crack the eggs up. I don't have time to put them in like a food processor or anything like that. These are very light, very airy. They almost feel kind of waxy, if I'm gonna be honest. But I think that just might be the egg. So I'm just gonna go in here and crush these eggs up. I guess it would be much better if I did the food processor, but I don't really have time to do all of that. So we're just gonna do this, and I'm just gonna make sure I crush up really good so there's no like air pockets. Maybe I can crush it up a little bit more in my hands. Make it easier. So I think these are the 1/2 pint jars. I didn't sterilize them because I want to say you don't have to sterilize unless you're like heat canning. Don't quote me on that because I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look that up myself. Or if you know, please correct me. But I'm just going to be using like my little food saver thing. And wow, it's a decent amount of eggs going in here. I'm just going to be using like my little food saver to take the oxygen out. I'm trying to be pretty quick with this because like I said, I do have work. On a good note, my eggs did not explode. I was very happy with that. Yeah, I was actually super surprised. I kept going over and looking in the window because I don't have that cushion thing that the older models do, which I was kind of sad about because I liked that little cushion. But I guess it doesn't really have anything to do with the freeze drying process. It doesn't really do much. So they did away with that. So I actually do kind of like that too because now I get to like watch the freeze drying process of my actual food. And I love seeing that stuff. Like I'll sit in front of my dehydrator and I'll watch my food getting dehydrated. Ooh. So like I said, I'm not gonna go super crazy. I don't even know what I'm saying because I'm worried I'm gonna be late for work. So here's one. I'll just put the cover on that. And you kind of want to go fast because every minute it's out in the air is time that it's sucking up moisture from the air. So you really want to be quick about it. These eggs are probably going to be eaten quickly because this is the first attempt, so I want to see how it goes. I'll probably use these for breakfast for the week. I'll make omelets or scrambled eggs or something for breakfast this week, or maybe we'll do a big breakfast this weekend and we'll use the eggs just to like test it out. So I'm not super worried about like oxygen really getting in there and staying in there. I mean, I am gonna tamp this down to like the best of my ability and break it up and everything. But I'm just not super worried because I'll probably use all these within like the next week or two. If you want your eggs to be able to be stored for like longer, like the 20 plus years, or even, you know, if you want to do 4 or 5 years. You really want to use a Mylar bag and maybe even put oxygen absorbers if you're deciding to just can like this for, use the jars for even just a few years. But like I said, you guys watching freeze drying videos, if you know more than me, please let me know, because I love learning and I'd rather be doing things correctly. Also, I want to know, I read something about freeze drying and it was saying there's like a timer on the freeze dryer where if you put something in the freezer, the freeze dryer is like already programmed to freeze things for 9 hours. I pre-froze these, so if I could cut down on that time, I really want to do that. So I need to figure out how I'm supposed to be programming this freeze dryer, because really I'm not putting anything in there right now that's not frozen. Like I do the dog treats, I did the eggs. I went with frozen eggs first because I watched videos of people trying to put the raw eggs in the freeze dryer and it just did not work out. So now what you want to do, I cleaned all the rims. Pop my food saver on. And now it's indented, can touch it, and it's not going anywhere. So there's one. The next one. Ooh. Put it on there, stick it in. The lid's tamped down. Next one. That was very fast. I can hear it suction in. Tone change. Suctioned in. You can see, I can clearly see the difference. Stick it in the hole. Tone change. I feel like that was even just a tone change right there. And again, seal. Seal again. And you can really tell if it's sealed because it's dipped down like a regular jar. You crack it and it pops open. So I will date these. I'm gonna keep these, but I'm definitely late for work. So I'm gonna do that later. But see this? 6 half-pint jars of eggs. So that's 48 duck eggs right here. And I can't wait to taste them. All right, guys, thanks for coming along this journey. If you have any tips and tricks, definitely let me know.